Okay, well, hopefully this is recording. I shall see soon. I'm afraid you have me at home, just it's a bit quieter than at work. A few interruptions. Um, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so welcome to the course. I'm sorry to not be prettier, but I think it's interesting to be able to see your teacher. So this is what I look like approximately now. There'll be a series of videos on this course, but mostly it'll be what you'll be doing will be on the course page. So we'll go to that very soon. It is a corpus linguistics course, and I've been teaching corpus linguistics at Erudi for a long time, but the course has gone through a number of different iterations with quite different contents. You can see some of the information about previous versions in papers which are published, actually. I use you as a research field for data. But there have been a lot of changes, particularly this year, when it really has changed a lot. One of the reasons for this is that, well, we're entering a new 5-year period for the whole of the university. So we have new things to do, new course programs. And in particular, we're collaborating 2 teachers with this course and 905 on critical discourse analysis. So I'll call that CDA, critical discourse analysis. These 2 courses together, you follow the courses, but you have to produce a single piece of work at the end, which is marked. It is a research paper. It combines the 2, so it's 1 mark for the 2 courses. You either pass both of them, or you don't. That's all. I do need to say very clearly right from the start that this is a corpus linguistics course. It is a language course. It's not to teach you language, but it is to get you to think about language. You'll be working with text, analyzing text yourself. So it might have connections to civilisation or littérature, and that mostly will be covered in the CDA course, but it is about language. So the point, what you have to do basically is to create a corpus, actually 2 corpora. What do I mean by a corpus? 1 corpus, 2 corpora. It is singular plural in English from the Latin, whereas in French is usually un corpus, 2 corpus. To create a corpus is a principled, homogeneous collection of texts. For this course, there need to be texts on the same topic. The topic itself is up to you, but it'll probably be your dissertation, memoir, or something related to that, but something which interests you. It must be a topic which interests you. If it doesn't interest you, you'll never get to the end. But I could say that about any of the courses you're doing in your master's degree. So when you have a corpus, and I'll explain more about that, well, in the videos, but especially on the in the PDFs on the course page. When you have a corpus, you can use your corpus linguistics tools and techniques to explore the language in it. The point of corpus linguistics is to do what regular reading can't easily do. So if you have a paragraph of text, you just read it. You don't need corpus linguistics tools to help you. But if you have even a smallish text or series of text, just 20 pages. Imagine you have a short story and you want to look at adjectives, and you go through and you read the text trying to find adjectives, and then you think, oh, actually I should have looked at this again as well. Then you have to go back to the start and do the whole thing again, and it can get very time consuming doing that kind of thing. And very boring as well, and you can miss a lot. There's a lot of error. So the point of corpus linguistics tools is if you can put the text into a piece of software, it can do things almost instantaneously, reliably, as long as you formulate your question the right way, and as often as you need. So much more easily than regular reading, and it can present the results in a much more accessible way as well. So I said a corpus, but actually 2 corpora. These it's up to you to choose in relation to your memoir or something else, but you must get permission, or not permission, but agreement, approval from both teachers, from me and the CDA teacher. The first corpus is a corpus of research articles. Research article is a particular type of academic writing. It's from a journal. It's not a book chapter. It's not a book. It's not conference proceedings. It's not a blog. It's not something you find accidentally online. Although many research articles, the journals, which they are from, the journals are available online. And that's a huge boost because it means you don't have to type out a text that you have on paper or convert it from OCR, optical character recognition. So you can find journals online, and the papers which interest you, download them in electronic format. That'll be your basic starting point. For your corpus, for your research article corpus, the first corpus, I want at least 10 research articles. If you've got 20 or 50, I'll be very happy, no problem. But I expect a minimum of 10. Each article will probably be something between 10 and 20 pages long, something like that. So not very long text, but you imagine if you've got 10 times 20 pages, that's 200 pages. You can't read it again and again and again when you're looking for something. So that's when corpus linguistics tools and techniques come in handy. They're related to your topic, but the point is, well, the tools you use may help you to explore your topic within those papers, but that's not really the point for me. That's more the CDA aspect. But the point for me in corpus linguistics is to look at the language in your corpus. What are the frequent words in your corpus? How are those words made up morphologically? How do they combine with other words? How are they distributed in the text? How is each word used in context? Words, bits of words, and expressions. That's what we'll be looking at in the corpus linguistics course. The objective for that part really is to help you with your academic writing, because when you're writing your memoir, your dissertation on your topic, if you've got bits of language you can reuse, this is not plagiarism, it's micro-plagiarism, repeating words, repeating short or groups of words. It might be a noun phrase, an adjective plus a noun, or noun plus noun as a set phrase, or an expression, something like table 3 shows. No problem there. Okay, you can use that type of thing rather than saying, for example, in table 3 we can see, which is more typically French. Okay, so that's corpus 1. Corpus 2 is much more flexible. It's the corpus which is more under the aegis of the CDA teacher. It could be blogs, it could be press, it could be lots of different things, but on the same topic, because at one point you'll be comparing the two corpora to see the difference in language and potentially the difference in content as well, on how people approach that. So do see that with the other teacher. So these two corpora, you'll need to explore separately and together, and you'll be talking about them in your RP. So I've talked about the corpora. What about the software? Well, the software is called AndConc. You need to download probably the latest version from the website. I'll show you that in the next video. And that's basically what AndConc does, is you upload, when you've downloaded the software and you have it on your computer, you can put in your text for your corpus, and it can help you to see the most frequent words, frequent groups of words, words which go together, words which are groups of words which occur frequently, words in context, in a short context. You can see that it's called a concordance. We'll talk about that in another video, and all types of things like that. So that's basically what the concordancer does. You've got my videos will help you to an extent with this. There are also, for the mechanics in particular, Lawrence Anthony has a series of tutorials online. In both cases, what I strongly suggest that you do is you watch the video and you try to do the same thing yourself at the same time using the software. Okay, then you're not just watching, you're doing it yourself, and that makes it much, much, much more accessible. And after that, just explore it, really. Once you've followed the videos, just play around with it. That's really the key to all of it. And that's one of the reasons why I don't give you long descriptions of what corpus linguistics is. That's not the point. The point is for you to play with the software and the corpus to come to conclusions about language. So the corpus, concordance, there's also the RP, the research paper. I call it RP just to save time. The research paper, as I say, it's a joint paper for the two courses, Corpus Linguistics and CDA. The RP itself should be approximately 20 pages of text. Now, I do mean of text. It doesn't include the cover page, the table of contents, the abstract. It doesn't include the references or anything at the end, appendices you might have. And if you have lots of screenshots or tables, it doesn't count those either. If you just have the text, from the beginning of the introduction to the end of the conclusion, with no tables or figures, that should be 20 pages. Okay, remember, it'll be marked by 2 people. It's 2 courses, gives you 2 credits. When you're doing the RP, actually writing it up, it's really, really important to use the template. Download the template on the course page. On the template, you will see the basic structure of the paper. I've given it to you there on a plate. I agreed this with the other teacher, but I've been using similar ones for a long time, and it's really all there for you. Everything in green, which is highlighted in green, you need to update to give, for example, this year, the names of the teachers, that kind of thing. Everything which is, and don't leave it in green, then you know, replace the green text, but don't leave it in green. Everything in yellow, the yellow text includes an awful lot of really, really, I think, useful information, things that you should do and things that you shouldn't be doing in your RP. Okay, so you can delete that yellow text, but read it first before you input your own text. And then at the end, update the table of contents, etc. And that should give you a final version to submit. It sounds a bit scary at the beginning. So my main piece of advice there is don't panic. As I say, I've been teaching corpus linguistics on campus in other places. I have a class I teach at UNS Saclay. Been teaching for a couple of years. It does work. Students get it. At the beginning, it's scary. In the beginning, you're thinking, oh my God, what am I doing here? I don't understand anything. Don't worry, it'll come. The secret really is to persevere and to play with it, to do what's recommended, watch the videos, don't block. If you block, you'll never get there. Some people block, some people don't. I'd like to give the example of my mother, who can't use even a mobile phone. I mean, she's 94, but a laptop, a computer, she doesn't at all. It's as much as she can do to watch TV at home. That's it, or use the landline. My mother-in-law, my wife's mother, she's the same age, well, she's 95, and my wife calls her a geek because she spends all her time on her phone and sending WhatsApp messages and all kinds of things. So the point is just not to block. Don't think I can't do this. You can do it. Anybody can do it. And that's one of the reasons why the example corpus I'll be using is actually a corpus of feedback from students in a previous version of this course. Okay, so you'll see that they panic at the beginning, but they get it towards the end. And there are also a couple of publications on that on the course page. Hopefully it'll not just become clearer, but it should also become fun in many ways. Exploring language can be fun. Your master's students in a language degree, you should enjoy working with language, and it should give you a different perspective on how to think about language, not to replace what you thought before, but a different perspective to complement other things that you've been doing. And I hope as well that the tools and techniques might be useful for other courses, for your dissertation possibly, and even outside in your professional life or personal life. Just the ideas and the tools and techniques of corpus linguistics can be really, really useful. Okay, so I think we've stopped there, and that's probably about all. Hopefully I can get this video to upload and you've got an automatic transcription on the right. Whether it will actually work, I don't know. We shall see.